David K. Johnston. But it's not all about ratings. Those folks want to destroy Donald Trump any way they can. That's the mission. And they're just getting started.
Talking points from last night, O'Reilly ripping the media in a strong reaction to MSNBC's Rachel Maddow for making public 2 pages of one of Trump's tax returns. 2 issues here, the media and the tax returns. Doug Schoen was an advisor to former President Bill Clinton, Fox News contributor, and Alex Conant is a former communications director for Senator Marco Rubio and a partner with Firehouse Strategies. So, gentlemen,
yes, sir.
The prairie fire spreads now. Okay, now 2 issues as I mentioned, the taxes and the media. First, on O'Reilly's point. Some in the media, Doug, want him destroyed. Do you see that?
Look, I'm a Democrat. I disagree with the president on many, many issues, but I think I see what's obvious, which is that there are a number of people, not everybody, but a number of significant people who are using every and any opportunity to go after President Trump. This is one example. I think it's sad. I'd much rather focus on the issues facing the country, but as to Bill O'Reilly's charge, I think the answer is absolutely correct.
Well, Alex, my hunch is you agree with that.
I do agree with that. And Bill, as you know, I was a spokesman in George Bush's White House, number 43. And Bush had a very antagonistic relationship with the press, especially in the second term when I was there. But it's nothing compared to the sort of treatment that Donald Trump is getting, not by all reporters, but by many reporters, especially folks like Rachel Maddow, who I think anyone who...
Do you think that changes, Alex, or do you think this is the way that he rides for his entire term?
I think it's the way he rides for his entire term, in part because he seems to thrive off this fight with the media. I mean, he goes out and pokes the media every chance he gets, knowing that the bear is can't resist having a fight with him. And so I think it's good for him to go out and have these fights with the media. What's not good for him is having unfair coverage, which he has had at times.
That's true. That's a very important distinction, too, Alex. Okay, Maddow was on with Jimmy Fallon last night. You know how these interviews go.
Yeah.
They're not the heaviest, hard-hitting things, but this is what she said about the president in that interview.
He's the only person who could leak it totally legally without any concerns about getting sued by Trump or anybody else, right? Because you have access to your own tax returns. You can release them of your own accord.
Yeah.
They're not threatening the leaker on this. They tried to threaten us for publishing them, which is complete bull.
So that segment went about 6.5 minutes, Doug. And clearly in that clip, she is saying that Trump could be responsible for this without any evidence.
Yeah. I think that is outrageous, Bill. Look, we had a leak of the cover sheet of one of the returns, or a summary of the returns during the campaign. I'm hard-pressed to believe the President of the United States would have arranged to have a 12-year-old summary of the first 2 pages put in the mailbox of somebody who's been chasing him around and reporting on him for 25 years. It strains credulity, but there's also something, I think, even more substantial. The idea that a reporter makes unfounded allegations about what the President of the United States is or is not doing is, to me, outrageous. It shouldn't do it. I think we have to respect the office, even if you have doubts about the man, and I just don't think it's fair to assume that.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Alex?
Well, I certainly hope it's not true, because the leader of the free world shouldn't be spending his time leaking his own tax returns. I think Donald Trump has much bigger things to worry about than that. It is very odd that these returns were produced now. It seems unlikely that they came from the IRS because of the way they were stamped and the way that they are securely held at the IRS. I think Trump should be very concerned about who inside his organization leaked them, if they did indeed come from his organization. And I think to get ahead of further leaks, it might behoove the White House to finally produce all those tax returns.
Well, he had some strong words that